The mornings are always so much quieter when the school year finishes. It's like the kids aren't getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever time usually get them up, and parents aren't rushing around haphazardly trying to make sure they get their kids to school on time. I mean, just listen to the background. It's like hardly any traffic. It's kind of weird. It's kind of cool though, but it's kind of weird. What do you got planned for the summer? If you're in a situation where your schedule changes drastically due to the kids being at home, or maybe you're no longer taking a class because you already finished it, or you're starting up a new class, what are your plans for the summer? Are you going to be focusing on leisure and letting a couple of months kind of just float by, or you floating on a couple of months as they're going by? Or are you going to be utilizing this time to undertake something new? Are you going to undertake a new project, a new skill, a new class you wanted to take? You might want to take advantage of the opportunity if that's the case. If you have a new sort of schedule for the summer months, whether it's 10, 8, 6 weeks, 4 weeks. I heard somebody say yesterday, and I only have 4 weeks. I'm like, 4 weeks is a long time. I literally sat with somebody over the weekend, on Memorial Day Monday, as a matter of fact, who impressed the heck out of me, because we were talking about a couple of tests, one of which I already passed, another one that I'm taking, and I told him about how long I'd studied and how I'd over-prepared and everything. He goes, oh man, that was such a difficult one to pass. I took 2 weeks to study for that one. I was like, 2 weeks? Wow. So you see, things can be done, and sometimes we get it's like daunting. Like, to me it was like this test was so huge, and the book was 400 and some odd pages, and the information is brand new to me, and I just wasn't sure if I could do it. I was I just let it build up bigger and bigger in my mind. And he told me, yeah, it took 2 weeks for each test. But then he said the big phrase that kind of made a difference. He goes, if I didn't pass it, I wouldn't have been able to open my agency. If I didn't pass the test, I wouldn't have been able to. So he goes, we had already quit our jobs. We had already moved back to our hometown, and I needed to pass these tests. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to proceed. I'd already bought furniture, and I'd already rented a place. And all that. I was like, putting that deadline to a project, or putting that deadline to a class, or putting a time frame to that goal that you have set, kind of puts a fire under you. And so now I'm taking this second test. Now I'm looking at it a little bit differently, and I'm sharing it with my teammates on what's possible, and what's what we're capable of doing. Since so many people put off taking these particular tests, they seem very, very difficult. But I'm sharing this story with them to tell them it's only as difficult and only as big as we let them become. We by putting it off, and by casting doubts upon ourselves, we're just adding more and more into the size of these tasks that we need to undertake. So if you're taking on a new project, or maybe you've been putting something off, just do it. Take time to focus on what you need to do and get it done. Maybe you need a little bit more than 2 weeks, but that's okay. Just keep moving forward, get it done, and make the summer count for something, right? It's a beautiful day this morning. It's nice and cool, probably only till about 10 o'clock, but it's going to be a beautiful day. So have a fantastic day, and we'll be talking.